Welcome to the Herd's official YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Colin Cowherd podcast, all of our NFL instant reactions, and more football content.
Thinking this morning as we get ready for Thursday night football, our second Thursday night game. Last Thursday, it was the Cowboys almost beating the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champs. If CeeDee Lamb catches that perfect deep ball by Dak, they do beat them, in my opinion. So tonight, we don't get a struggling, iconic franchise in the Dallas Cowboys. This Thursday, we get the best franchise in the NFL, arguably, and maybe not even arguably, in the last 30 years, the Green Bay Packers. And I want to talk about that. So the Packers are, again, what else is new, at home and favored on a big national TV game. And, I was thinking this morning, I live close to Green Bay now. I'll get up there eventually. But they've dominated the NFL since Brett Favre arrived. Favre and Rodgers, 25 years, 15 division titles. Now, suddenly the Lions over the last couple of years, new coach, new GM, new culture, they build that thing up. And the last couple of years, back-to-back division titles. There's a new sheriff in town. No, actually, you watched week one. The Lions made a mistake on coordinator hires. They may be third or fourth, and Green Bay is back on top. That's the way it always works. Minnesota's had good years. We always overinflate the Bears' chances. Ooh, Detroit's really now going to own the future, and Green Bay's back on top. First of all, they've become the only NFL franchise that has hit home run with quarterback. And not only did they get Favre, who was a bit of a reclamation project, Rodgers' first round fell to him, and Jordan Love, but they didn't have to give up massive draft capital and bought him out to get him. Yeah, it's kind of like Danny Ainge and the Celtics. We're going to rebuild and still be viable. And yet today, and then tonight, as you watch, as the league has pivoted to offense and franchises like the Bears and the Steelers that are iconic can't figure out offense, no team in the NFL in 2025 has more tight end, wide receiver talent on rookie contracts that can all play. And you'll see it tonight. Since 1992, added up over 30 years, the Packers are number one in the NFL in winning percentage, points per game, second in playoff wins, division titles since the Brett Favre era. What about those big, sophisticated markets in the NFL? No, both New York teams stink. Dallas, irrelevant for 25 years in the postseason. Chicago, well, we'll just cross our fingers on the whole offensive side of the ball thing. Miami, flashy Miami, a mess. Derailed again. The NFL rewards details and discipline, and it is hard to get sidetracked in the smallest North American sports market. Money in baseball is a deciding factor. Market size in the NBA and sex appeal still matters. But Green Bay is back on top where they have dominated this division. And they're back on top, not because they have a dominant roster. I would argue the Lions have more great players in their prime. The Packers have more great players that will enter their prime this year or the next year. They're still the youngest team in the league. But what did the big city Lions do when they needed coordinators? They got very provincial and very insular, and they hired two guys in-house. And it doesn't look good. When the Packers try to redo their deal, they get their defense fixed. How did the Packers fix their defense? They did something revolutionary. They not only went to the college ranks, they lured a head coach, a respected head coach in college, to be their defensive coordinator outside the box. Number one winning percentage 30 years. Only franchise that has nailed a star quarterback 3 straight times. So as you watch Green Bay tonight, favored over Washington, should be a great game with a lot of offense. I don't think that Washington has a great defense. I think the Packers now with Mike is very interesting. As you watch tonight, this has been the team of record in the NFL. Kansas City's got more trophies recently. New England, yes, trophies too. But New England now is a talentless football team, has been for 4 years. And Kansas City feels like there's regression. And Green Bay, nothing but stocked with young talent, many on the offensive side, on their rookie deal for several more years. So once again, Jordan Love saying this week, it's all about this division first, and we're back on top.
Big picture, I mean, it all starts with NFC North. So to have a North team come in here week one, be able to get the job done, go 1-0 in the North is, the start we wanted right there. But big just picture for us right now is, Super Bowl is down the road, but it all starts with the NFC North. So we got to go out there and, obviously get off to a better start than we did last year.
Well, I'm fired up to announce Hard Rock Bet as the Volume's new presenting sponsor. Everybody knows Hard Rock hotels and casinos are iconic for entertainment. Well, now the Hard Rock Bet app brings more energy and excitement than ever to the world of sports betting. What does it mean for you? Well, here at the Volume, you'll start to see us use Hard Rock Bet's lines when talking about the biggest games, college or pro. We'll give you all the crazy stats from Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub, which is right there in the app. Plus, we'll be taking the show on the road, doing live broadcasts, meet and greets right from the Hard Rock properties down in Florida. The Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook app's the only legal sportsbook whenever you're in Florida. It's also live in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, and Colorado, with more states coming soon. So right now is the perfect time to sign up. All you have to do is place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you'll score $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings. That's $150 more dollars for you to bet this football season. If you're in New Jersey, you can also hit the Hard Rock Bet Casino app. It has all the same casino games you'd play at one of their properties. All your favorite games from Atlantic City. Practically everything you want to bet across every sport. All in the same top-rated, nearly 5-star app. So head over, sign up today. Join us as we get this party started with Hard Rock Bet. And roll with us all football season.
So, we do a lot of predictions on a week to week, like Blazing 5, and I got Colin right and wrong on Monday. I usually save what I'm about to talk about for Monday's right and wrong. But big picture predictions, the one that got the most pushback this year is I said, I think San Francisco is going to finish third in their division. That's the one I got all the pushback on. And the reason I gave was not because Kyle Shanahan, he's great. It wasn't because I don't love George Kittle, Trent Williams, and Christian McCaffrey and Fred Warner. They're Hall of Fame talent. I said this is an organization, number one, they're brittle, and number two, as much as I like John Lynch, they have missed on too many top picks. So when the injuries happen, they don't have a reservoir of depth. And this morning, Brock Purdy out 3 to 5 weeks. My first NFL macro prediction that looks right. So you generally don't start a season with injuries and get healthier. And this is where Green Bay has flourished. It's hard to find, especially on offense, a Packer early draft pick that's been a miss. It's hard to find. San Francisco gave up 2 firsts for Trey Lance, miss. Jake Moody, 3rd-round pick kicker, disaster. Javon Kinlaw, 1st round, miss. Even in free agency, they went for Javon Hargrove. That was wasted money. So when you watch the NFC right now, there are 3 teams that pass the eye test, and they all have something in common. The Packers look fast, young, and athletic. The Rams defense does, and the Eagles on both sides. And the reason being, they've nailed the draft. And that's what worried me about San Francisco. Not just that they were brittle and a little old, but that they've missed on so many draft picks. When you get banged up, this is what you look like. Going into New Orleans with a chance to lose to arguably the 1st or 2nd worst team in the league. Yeah, now Brock Purdy, who's going to be out, that is a great draft pick. That is as good a draft pick as you're going to get. But when you look at the NFC, Rams defense, Packers offense, Eagles both sides, it's nailing the draft. So in this league, you get old and brittle very fast when you start giving away picks, drafting quarterbacks that can't work, draft kickers in the 3rd round. That's why, by the way, the Lions last year had so many injuries, but yet they finished 15-2. Why? Because they had drafted so well. So the injuries for the Niners going into week 2, it's unbelievable. Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and several players that are game-time decisions. Mac Jones will be the starter. Yes, that Mac Jones. Here's Kyle Shanahan.
Mac knows how to play the position. He can play well in the pocket, distributes the ball well, sees coverage as well, can play fast in there. He's got a lot of good film from the NFL with the experience and obviously college. Tough guy who'll hang in there and deliver the ball where it needs to go.